It's just a fucking wonder, man.
Yeah. All right.
I could shut this down in about a second.
Welcome back, Jamie.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Yeah.
It's been, I needed like a photo to actually prove that it's you in the real life.
It's been something, yeah.
Well, and I think as any avid listener, follower can attest, we tried to do one with.
We have avid listeners.
Yeah, listener, singular.
Yeah, my wife was pissed. She's like, "Where's Jamie?"
Yeah, I mean, we tried to do one without you, and then after that, just the wheels came off. And
No, it's just been crazy, guys.
Yeah. Work.
Yeah. Well, no, I started a band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah, yeah. It's called 999 Megabytes. Now, I don't have a gig yet.
Insert rim shot.
That's one you tell your kids. That's one you
Just fell off my dinosaur.
No, man, you know how it is. You know, when it's busy season, you gotta do it. So.
Feast or famine.
That's
And
correct.
you've been feasting.
But I've missed you guys, and this is
likewise.
And this is sort of a celebratory thing for me because I'm wrapped up on those, and I get to hang out with you guys. And our special guest is
We'll get to it in a few minutes.
Yeah.
A delightful special guest.
Exactly.
On a very special
episode
Yes.
of A-POD-Calypse now.
Yeah.
Laughing earlier, growing up, and on a very special Brady
Well,
Christmas.
catch us up on anything that's caught your attention. Have you even had time to read
You know, not really. I mean, just
besides emails from?
yeah. I mean, the only thing that's really stood out to me is, we usually do the conspiracy of the week, and that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
just,
what you got?
Just with all the drone shit that's been going on is pretty.
All right,
You have
so
any, any working theories?
I have none.
we have none.
No.
I don't believe that.
No. I mean, it's just it is what it is. I mean, it's either the government or it's not. And, I mean,
Wow, that is profound.
I mean,
you
because when
I
I
was thinking the same thing.
because if you and I launch a drone over an airport, we're going to be arrested and locked up.
Yeah. It's something
right.
government related.
Yeah.
'Cause they're like, don't worry about it.
Nothing to see here. Yeah.
Yeah, look the other
It's
way.
Amazon testing their delivery system.
I think that's really it,
Do you?
or some component of that.
But why wouldn't, I guess my follow-up would then be, well, why with the obstruction? Why don't you just come out and say, yeah, actually, there's some beta testing going on for potential delivery methods.
Well, there's also
commerce.
And I also think a lot of people just don't go outside and fucking look up, right? I mean,
Right.
because anytime you leave Louisville like late at night and you're driving I-65 south, you just see like line after line after line of UPS planes coming in
Right.
with
you
lights.
said planes. So it's like,
Yeah.
like cocaine.
No, I just don't think
On the
people.
dash.
I just don't think people look up. And so now that people are like, there's stuff in the sky, they're looking up, going, "Holy shit!" And
What's this other stuff? Those are stars.
yeah. I know exactly.
What's that big bright shiny one? That's the moon.
exactly. But it'd be really cool if it was aliens that were coming here to save us from the shit that's going on right now. But I think even they would look at the United States and be like,
And turn around.
Yeah.
Well, they're waiting for us to take care of ourselves and then come
Yeah.
down. Yeah. That's.
Yeah, and I don't get the plasmoid thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
The
Yeah.
plasma balls that people
Yeah,
are seeing.
they keep saying that they're plasmoids.
To me, it looks like the camera's out of focus.
That's what I keep thinking.
I know. It's like, dude, focus your camera. I can make any light look.
Well, that's
like
a downfall of user-generated content, right?
Yeah.
Well, this was like ABC caught this one. It was like a legit news agency that caught it. But
Really?
I still
Yeah,
think it
but-
looked out of focus.
But it was. We've all worked with professionals that. It's out of focus. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro. It's like
I've edited
Like
a few
now.
videos.
I know.
Rick.
The word professional would be in quotation marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the
we said
genius bar at
professional.
Apple.
Yeah.
That's a loose term. Well, we're glad to have you here, though. Dude.
Same.
Yeah.
I've missed you
Welcome
guys.
Regardless of whatever conspiracy theory you think that is or not, but it's good to have you.
Yeah, man. And like I said, a little bit of tech. I haven't got to play with the new Sora yet. I'm excited about that on my time off.
The new one?
Sora, the new.
I'm on the waiting list for it.
Explain that for...
I've actually got.
Sora,
did.
the
Explain
graphic,
that for Lisa.
motion graphics.
Yes.
software.
No, it's not motion graphics. It's AI generated
Well,
content
yeah, it makes
that looks
movies, right?
Well, it makes shots that you can then turn into movies. Yeah.
Rick's ahead of the game.
Showrunner makes movies
Yeah.
and television shows, and I actually was on that actually got invited to that. And,
So we
Did you
didn't
join the Discord?
We didn't
Yeah,
get it. We didn't
yeah.
get a second invite.
dude, and I'm not supposed to talk about it, but fuck it. It's
I'm drunk right now.
yeah, I know.
Fuck you, showrunner.
It's pretty crazy. But once again, it's like, oh my god, there's just gonna be all this shitty content, man.
Yeah.
More than there already is.
Again,
Yeah.
the downside of using
And we're contributing to it as well.
Well, at least we're not AI. I mean,
Yet.
that's the thing.
Or are we?
Yeah, I don't know.
I just did a spot for a
Congratulations.
client. Thank you. It was my first one. I just did a spot, and the client didn't have a budget of much, right? So they said, find some local talent
Of much what?
of much money.
Okay.
So they said, find some local talent to read this.
Man,
I'm
that
like,
bourbon's hitting quick, isn't
no,
it, buddy?
I don't know of any local talent, so I'm gonna try an AI. Why not? First time I ever done it
Yeah.
because I've kind of opposed.
Now,
And-
are you talking about audio AI
Yeah,
or
yeah,
a sexual
yeah.
AI robot that you got?
No, I don't. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. No, this was through 11 labs, and it's
Typed prompt.
text to voice, and I was impressed.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. Like Runway ML, they have some great audio tools. Like for example, we were doing, and you have to be ethically. You got to make the right decision, right? And so we were doing an interview, and one word was cluttered by a sound, and so I was able to take that interviewer's all of his data, loaded into Runway ML.
Mm-hmm.
They sampled his voice, and I was able to get the word "the"
No, correct.
that we needed.
Nice.
Which was great, but then you start thinking, is that ethical?
It is.
That
situation.
case, it is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've edited audio before, and you're like, okay, I've got to go find those letters that make it. So it's the same thing to a certain degree.
Yeah.
So it's
It
I
was
think it's
said, you're just cleaning it up.
and
as
it's hard to
opposed
find Al Qaeda in those interviews, right? When you're
yeah.
when you're doing those Al Qaeda training videos.
Right.
really hard.
I mean,
Well, you have to marry other.
and I
parts
love
of
those.
words.
My favorite one that I did was the dudes on the monkey bars.
You did that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're uncredited for that.
Yeah.
one.
But,
It's a good
Well, we
one.
wound up not using the AI because from an ethical standpoint, my client said no. But it was until I told him that it was, he didn't know.
And what was the ethical issue?
He didn't. He just
He likes real people.
wanted to use a person, even if it was a shitty person. He would rather use a shitty voice talent as opposed to an AI.
Interesting.
So we met in the middle. Found a
met in the middle.
found a shitty. We found a shitty voice talent.
How do you meet in the middle?
No, it was okay.
He just used the speech to text from the Mac.
No, well, remember, Jamie, how we used to have to do it.
Stephen
where-
Hawking is doing.
Remember how as far as
By
controlling the
Windows
prompts,
at-
we had to type in like dashes and use the punctuation and capitalizations and stuff. That's, I had to do the same thing for this.
Yep.
But I got it to be very realistic and with not much effort.
Yep. And you like that part the most.
Yeah,
The not much effort part? Oh, yeah. I want to do them all this way now.
Exactly.
And keep all the money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Welcome to Rick Boone's minimal effort.
That's right.
Yes. Minimal effort. That'd be a great.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds has maximum effort. We've got minimal effort.
Maximum budget,
Minimal effort.
My God.
Love it.
You'll be disappointed every time.
So what's this bourbon, man? This is awesome.
It is. Hang on, let me get the bottle.
Yeah, this episode brought to you by.
This is this is what we're consuming today. We're
what you got?
EJ Curley, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
Nice.
A friend of mine introduced this to me, and I was
Hold it up so we can get a shot of it. So maybe they'll give us some money.
yeah, please, or more bourbon.
Yeah, just
either way.
That's cool, too, yeah.
Yeah.
We would love a full barrel.
But it's okay, just tasting it. I don't know if you looked at the bottle. What would you say is the proof on it?
About 200.
Rick is on fire.
That's right.
90.
90?
Yeah.
What do you think, Rick?
I think it's about 100.
It is 121.
Holy shit.
Motherfucker. Yeah.
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 You're
That
welcome.
explains it.
Yeah. That's going to be like, okay, I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and I'm just going to be wearing my shoes.
Is that legal to sell?
Yeah. And wondering how I got my pants off. And, it's like, oh my God. Okay. Yeah.
No, that's why I liked it. It was like because it's
you wake up with your shoes on.
yes, every time.
Yeah,
That means it's working.
exactly.
No, because it was just that high of a proof, and it's pretty smooth for.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, yeah.
It really is. See,
Really,
see, I love Eagle Rare, but man, it sneaks up on you, bro, and I bet you this will too.
Yeah. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll enjoy watching you as you drink it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's delicious though. It's like a $70 bottle. So it's not.
What is that like neat? Does it just take your face off?
No, it's not bad. No. I mean, ice cuts a little bit.
Let's find out.
I'm down with that. No.
Yeah, so I was up in Cleveland, and the one night I really wanted a cocktail. I go to the hotel bar, and I'm like, what kind of bourbon do you have? And they're like, you mean whiskey? And I'm like, oh, you motherfucker. And they're like, we have Jack Daniels. We've got, and I'm like, oh my God, So I'm looking, I'm like, dude, you've got Bullet right here behind the bar. And why didn't you mention that? I was like, give me a fucking Bullet, dude. I mean, but
did you get a Bullet?
Yeah. But it was terrible. He's like, we got Jim Beam, we've got Jack Daniels. I'm like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
It is Cleveland.
Yeah. No shit.
You're like, you got to live without a disease.
Sorry, Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. I'd hate to. I mean,
so we're not going to do a tour of the podcast in Cleveland.
No.
The CVB of Cleveland has dropped off of our sponsor list.
Oh, darn it.
Sorry to see you go, CVB.
Yeah.
Cleveland, a place to park.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
A place to park.
Yeah, I think their tagline. There was a video. It was a really funny tagline, and it said, "Hey, at least we're not Detroit."
Yeah. Apologies, Detroit.
Yeah, I like Detroit.
Love your airport. Love your airport, Detroit.
Yep. I hate the Dallas airport.
Speaking of, I was traveling recently, and we flew through Detroit with our good friend Jesse Vaughn, and he's never been on the train.
Oh, SkyTrain
in Detroit. So
there's a train in Detroit.
Yeah.
They have a lot of trains.
Elevated train.
Yeah, it's above,
wow, okay.
And it's great, and it's like because all their terminals are just like straight shots.
Yep.
Like they're just lined up, and I love the airport. And so we've discovered that our gate was at one end of the terminal, and our next gate was at the very other end. And
That's the way it always works.
Perfect use for a train.
Yeah, it's like, guess what, Jesse? He was just excited to be like, he was like at Disney World.
Yeah.
He's like, we're going on the train.
Well, he probably had watched Risky Business a lot in the day.
We are moving. We are moving.
Let's make love
Take
on
a seat and cross your fingers.
Yeah, let's make love on a train.
For all of our very young listeners,
Yeah,
Risky
exactly.
Business is a movie from the 80s starring Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
It's a good watch.
He was 12.
Yep.
Well, speaking of this delicious bourbon, we have actually shared this bourbon with our guests. And let's get to our guests now, because I think we should just not waste any more time.
Very special guest.
A very special guest.
Very special.
Yeah. So, you want to set up who this person is, Matthew?
Yes, absolutely. So joining us today in the studio, a dear old friend as well as colleague. We know him from the world of live production. He has an incredible CV and an even bigger heart. It's Ryan McArdle-Jaimes.
No, wait a second.
I just did it. So there's no way.
AKA.
No, we're not.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
We were going to save that for a future episode.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't get it. But go ahead.
Oh, you will.
So, without further ado,
Unfortunately, Napman's not in on the loop on this Marvel universe. But
I have my own universe. I live in my own universe.
Yeah.
Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you.
Hey, Ryan's here.
So, Ryan, listeners and followers, Ryan joins us from the great state of Oregon,
Confusion.
Portland, Oregon, the great state of confusion.
Well, this proof, yes.
That's right. As to why am I here? I have made some bad choices.
Well, to segue right into the participation, how do you find the glass of Curly?
It's good.
Yeah.
Warm in the face.
Yes, it's a very.
He might not be able to find it after another one.
I'm feeling it.
That's a good description.
Yeah.
It's a face warmer.
Yeah.
Well, and so it's that
seasonal.
proof.
It's seasonal. Like my shirt.
Yes.
It's seasonal.
We've already drawn attention to the
Matata.
fact. We've already drawn attention to the fact that he is the only one appropriately dressed for the season. So one of us is,
I try.
is full of Feliz Navidad, and the others are just Dodge.
Oh, that has Christmas stuff in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, look close.
Well, okay. Christmas in Bali.
Bali. Yeah. It's that famous Bali.
It's a Hawaiian shirt, right? It's a
There you
Hawaiian
go.
shirt.
I don't.
Okay, Christmas in Hawaii then.
Most of my wardrobe is
It's
Hawaiian.
very
shirts.
nice.
Thank you.
Christmas
Wow.
in Bali. I don't think that's a thing.
I know.
Bali is a country, man. What are you talking
No,
about?
I know it is, but I don't think that like Christmas in Hawaii makes sense.
Well,
But
enough. You can go to Bali and have Christmas.
You can go to my Bali.
Oh boy.
Well, so you're a big old-fashioned fan. Would that proof be ideal for an at-home
no.
mixer for...
Why would you mix? We were discussing this the other night. Why would you mix good bourbon with sugar?
Yeah.
Why waste the good bourbon on an old fashioned?
Well, that's a great segue into the question of, do you normally
Alcoholism.
just have a do you,
the secret password is alcoholism.
Exactly.
get her.
why don't you take a second, take some time to bring us up to speed on who is Ryan McArdle-Jaimes?
And why are you here?
Yeah. Who are you and
That
what
got
are you doing?
existential.
And why are we all here?
Yeah. No, share a little bit of your background.
Sure. Yeah. So I got started in high school theater and like really enjoyed the lighting side of things. We weren't doing a lot of video in theater, but it was super interested in lighting. Got into stage management. Got to stage manage my high school production of Peter Pan, including $1 million of flying equipment.
I was going to
wow.
say, your
Wow.
theater wasn't just a typical high
No.
school theater. You benefited from some proximity, right?
Well, and donations.
Yeah.
But no, we had like the largest stock of ETC Source 4s around Portland.
Was that based on an alumni of somebody that had gone through the program?
Accumulation over the
Good
years.
money. I mean,
Yeah.
Phil Knight had a few names on buildings. His mother's name was on our Performing Arts Center.
Again,
Or
Portland, Oregon.
Father, I
Yeah.
don't know. Anywho's, yeah, got interested in that. Ended up interning at a big tech company, and got a job there. And was working on their keynote team, so I got to experience the video side of things. And so, learning how video production works behind the scenes many moons ago, and got interested in how to take video to screen, how to do things like backup demos, so that if something
Redundancy.
fucked up on stage, you could be like, "And here's the fake version that no one in the audience knows about."
Yep.
That never happened.
No, secret. Never happened.
Yeah.
Secret.
Yeah, but I ended up on their moving over to their trade show team, getting excited about trade shows, program managing things, and that's around the time I met Jason and Matthew. Worked in the kind of melded my two worlds of the keynote side with the program management side. So got to work on a show with these two, and have been doing so ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry
Yeah, and
about
then you
that.
ventured into your own world of master of your own domain.
Yeah.
What year?
6 years ago.
6
now.
years ago.
Oh, it's been 6 years now.
Been 6 years. Yeah.
You guys have skyrocketed. Like, I mean, you went from 0 to 100 quick.
Yeah, and so I have a business partner, Rob, who we started this. We've known each other for many, many, many years, and kind of
Goes back to high school, right?
does go back to high school. And we wanted to find like where our worlds recollided in Portland. So
Right.
it was like, well, when we're both back in Portland,
And sober.
No, that never.
No, it was
Yeah,
just
no.
Portland.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
we've started the company.
Yeah.
We're not waiting for that moment.
No, so we started 6 years ago.
And that's RMRK.
It is RMRK.
Yep.
Not Remark.
Right.
I remember making the mistake when you guys first came here to do a live stream. I put in my bid, unlimited bourbon
Whoops.
as a joke, right?
Short-sighted on your
Yeah.
part.
And like
You've
a
been
day in, 2 days into this,
Lost your margin.
like 2 weeks. I just remember Rob coming. He's like, "Dude, I really thought you said unlimited bourbon," and he really meant it. And I was like, "Okay, I got you covered."
And then you gave him COVID.
Exactly. No, that was COVID hobo.
And every other bill has gotten more expensive.
Exactly.
Weird. I don't think relational to the amount we drank, by the way.
Exactly.
We were on 6 years. We do a lot of stuff from broadcast to concerts to the occasional corporate thing. Still working together on our little science fair gig.
Yep.
Gigs.
A couple of programs that we get to. It's like summer camp reunion.
Yeah.
And it's a tight, like we've talked about in previous episodes, it's when you get down to the people that do good work in the industry, it becomes super incestuous in a small and smaller circle of competent folks that in an industry that seems really large.
That are all alcoholics, basically.
Well, not everybody. Most of them are.
Exactly.
Coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's 18-hour days.
They become alcoholics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The joy is the program we work together on. It's not crazy hours.
Right.
We're responsible adults.
Yes.
Do a few that are like 26-hour days.
Yep.
Those are
Take
less
a
than
little
traditional.
bit of life out of you each and every time.
Yeah, I've slept in a warehouse. I've napped in the Superdome.
What about work, though?
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about like after you made
Extracurriculars.
it.
We'll get to
Yeah.
extracurriculars.
Sorry, apologies.
I didn't know.
Didn't realize we moved, moved forward in the
Yeah,
agenda.
yeah.
It's
Well,
like
we
Jamie
saw-
and his truck stop.
What-
Well, we saw the end of Boogie Nights. We know how that works.
Jason didn't give me the clicker with the back button.
Yeah.
What dropped down in Airbnb are those selections? I don't want to sleep in the Superdome.
No. You know who slept there? Jesus. You don't know who slept there.
Say less.
Again, this podcast is brought to you by EJ Curley.
EJ Curley.
If you want to embarrass yourself on a podcast, drink EJ Curley
It works.
at 121 proof.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
speaking
also
of-
makes you forget to record.
I didn't forget. I just wasn't like I didn't like what was going on.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Right?
Yeah.
I love the two. I love the two words on here: courage and integrity.
Which we have none of.
Take it how you will.
What is it? Regret and
Yeah.
Shame.
No, it did take courage for Ryan to come on this episode. So
Yes.
mazel,
Mazel.
DJ Mazel Rob.
It's pretty interesting though, you know, because I think you've got a theater background. I grew up in theater.
Same. Yeah.
Were you-
I've seen movies.
I've been to a theater.
Gotcha.
He used to go to the special theater.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one where the floors are sticky.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on, the popcorn.
You see a
That wasn't butter, bro.
you see a
Oh,
60-second show for 25 cents a time. Yeah.
It's hard to watch Godfather in 60-second increments. I tell you what.
No, that's the name of the place.
Oh,
You guys aren't old enough to remember the Crescent Theater, are you?
That's where.
No, but I've heard stories.
yeah.
It's was a restaurant for the longest time.
Dietrich's. Right?
Yeah.
Dietrich's.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was a neighborhood theater, the Crescent, and in its last gasp, it was a porno.
Like literally, it's last gasp. Get it?
I mean, it was a porno
like a
theater
moan.
it's last moan.
in a very nice, kind of affluent part of town.
Yeah.
And I was
Did
in high.
you
I was in-
like it?
No, they put up with it till they eventually they closed it. But
welcome to another episode of Rick's Old Porn.
yeah. So we went to when I was in high school. We all went to see Behind the Green Door at the Crescent, and it was exactly what you're talking about.
They had color in the movie.
Sticky floors and yeah.
But it wasn't like that until he left. Yeah.
No, that was the only time I'd ever been to. Anyway,
Yeah.
it just made me think of it. The only time I've been to a porno theater was at the Crescent, and it was darn, I miss those days.
1 star on Yelp. Do not recommend.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure why we're having trouble getting sponsorship. But
That's how you met Paul Rubens.
He was sitting
And this
in the
is the
front.
version that's
We didn't-
recording.
Yes.
Yeah,
rolling
he
on
was sitting. He was sitting in the front.
Yikes.
You can cut this out. I don't care.
So,
PennIsland.net.
It's always something to fall back on.
Literally.
Ouch.
well, we often talk about what we're consuming in addition to bourbon. So,
Yeah.
Ryan, are you consuming? So, what's your algorithm in real life? What are you scrolling through these days? What does your
all-
husband make you watch?
Oh,
that's
that's
a
a
good-
whole other ball of wax.
yeah, what is your shared content?
Survivor is on the regular shared
Really?
content list. Yeah, Daniel's a huge Survivor fan. I enjoy. It's like the amount of drama that I will. Put
You're
up
addicted
with.
to?
right.
Daniel loves Housewives. I hate housewives.
That crosses
Literally,
beyond the line.
If I cross the threshold into the kitchen, thou shalt turn it off.
Yeah. It's good to have house rules.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have 3 TVs for a reason.
Yep.
Exactly.
So Survivor. I don't know. What's the Martin Short Hulu?
Murders in the Building.
I hear that's
The
great.
Martin
Yeah.
Building was big on our watch list. We're always big RuPaul fans whenever that's on. Yeah, I mean that's our joint list usually.
Well, before we move ahead, because I want to hear more on consumption, this is a great topic, though. What's on your list of shared content that you just watch?
What's my algorithm?
No, just on that shared content with Tony.
Our big show is Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Oh yeah,
But we're in an off season, or it's the season's over. So, but that's our go-to show.
What's your fill-in in off season? Do you have something?
We've been watching Shrinking.
Love it.
Yeah,
That's
Shrinking's
wife
great.
loves that.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So
Yeah.
it's even though I'm a huge Star Wars and Indiana Jones fan, I think it's one of the best things Harrison Ford's ever
It
done.
absolutely is.
Really, is it that good?
It plays into
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
and his
Good.
personal demeanor.
I don't think he's not
his
acting
brand. No.
at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
He's just
it was sort of like David Duchovny in California in that Showtime series. Yeah.
the weed show,
Yeah.
But
He's
yeah,
just playing himself.
but it's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So it's highly recommend.
Man, Apple TV has got some of the best series I think right now.
Are you guys
Did you
into
see
Silo?
the Severance trailer?
I watched
Yes. Yep.
so season 1. I had mixed emotions the entire show, and then I got to the end. I was highly disappointed. But now I'm like, do I commit time to watch season 2?
In Severance, you were disappointed.
No. Severance is amazing.
We're talking about Silo.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't
Silo.
like Silo.
Oh, I
at
like
all.
Silo a lot.
I've not done
It's-
season 2 yet.
I thought it
Are
was
you
corny.
into?
Yeah, Daniel and I are both very much into Silo.
I like
Really?
Dark Matter. I thought was amazing.
That was good.
Dark Matter was amazing.
Yeah.
So do you have shared content that something to go to?
Recently,
or-
dude, no. Recently, it's been just.
You all just don't
Texting.
spend a lot of
Texting
time
is their
together,
shared
do you?
content.
It's been FaceTime, dude. It's been FaceTime and
You
like
share play?
I would change programming.
You share
That
what?
is-
Yeah.
Share play.
What's share?
who has
On
time?
app- on
yeah,
Apple.
who has
I've
time
never
for
done
that?
that.
Yeah, no, like if you're in a FaceTime, you can
Yeah,
share
you
play
can
on
share-
an app, like on a show, and
You can
like,
watch-
it
you can watch-
syncs together.
Yeah.
Oddly, it pops up most for me on Redfin.
What is-
Redfin.
what is
Yeah, you can
Redfin?
for house hunting.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, because are you house hunting? Well,
I'm always house hunting.
I know you've renovated your house
I'm either house remodeling or house hunting.
simultaneously.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, yes,
And speaking of which, you're a handyman.
I like to think so.
Yeah, you're an accomplished. You have 2 of them.
I do.
Well, but that's
Oddly,
the
still,
house.
They're both quite
somehow,
handy.
Somehow, still with all 10.
I can
digits.
say that you still have all the digits.
And I assume you pulled a lot of that from your dad, growing up in a house with your dad, who
I
was
did. He was
very
a big
handy.
woodworker, and we got to build things together and all sorts of things. And
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew
yeah.
some of that.
And
But
you've got legitimate wood shop.
yeah,
like, what did your dad make?
So it wasn't so much a make situation. Like my mother hated him for this, but like we had no carpet on our stairs in our house for probably 9 months because he was wainscoting. And being an engineer, it had to be like precise angles
Yeah,
and
yeah.
perfect in every
Yeah.
way. So like he wainscoted, built archways, like did this whole thing.
Oh,
so it was a lot of like engineering ways to build things that were aesthetic. Like when they built a new house, it was like every cabinet got these custom
really?
drawers in it that he had like highly engineered. There's still a pile of wood in my parents' garage of like furniture that he was building. And it was my mom's like, "Can you finish that?" I'm like, "Yeah, let me put it on the list."
Yeah.
I don't live here. There's someone at home who has a
You're
different
like,
list.
I am my
Yeah,
father's son.
Yeah. Talk to me in 10x that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you still have kind of a passion for it, though. Like, I mean, I've seen your garage. I've seen your planer.
I wish, I have a giant ass table saw in my garage. I wish it wasn't there often because I could store more things, like cars. But no, like it's, I have a passion for like different projects and pulling things together, building different things.
Yeah.
I just wish I had more time to do it.
Right, and
I
you
spend too much time on the road.
your business partner Rob is very similar in that way, right? Too.
He is probably building something right now. We'll ignore that I'm halfway across the country.
Is that a Pacific
Something for a
Pacific
project.
Northwest kind of thing where
was like, what do you mean?
I mean,
Say more.
wood. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Well, we got all this wood. What the fuck are we gonna do with it? Let's make some shit.
That's
the most-
PennIsland.net.
Wow.
Wood.
Well, I don't know.
True. We do have a
Well, it
copious
would,
amount
it
of
would.
Doug fur around.
Yeah, see, I'm not wrong. Fuck you guys.
That's Curly at 123.
That's right.
I will say, like, Portland Airport just reopened. We just reopened a massive new main terminal that the entire roof is built out of local timber.
Oh, nice.
Custom, like they had to come up with a whole plan of how to build a roof out of this old timber.
Nice.
That's
They
cool.
built it out on the tarmac. So for over a year, you'd be like on taxiing to the gate
Just
or
watching
taxiing to
this thing being
the
constructed.
runway, and
That's
you'd
what
see
I'm
like
talking about.
big
You
wood.
really dialed it in there, Rick.
Brought it-
Man.
brought it all
Way
down.
to cue it up,
Thank
bro. Wood.
Wood.
He's just going to shout out buzzwords.
Wood.
I remember.
I'm looking for sponsorship.
Air.
this podcast is sponsored by Wood. I don't know.
They got a lot of money.
I don't know who makes it.
I don't know where it comes from. But wood.
So I will say,
I remember my first
You can
bourbon.
make all kinds of shit out of it.
I was on maps last night at the hotel, like trying to find where to go to dinner, and there's a Budget Supply right next to the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
They have a remarkable number of like high end things. Like I'm like, this is not Budget Supply. This is
Yeah, yeah.
like
Yeah.
jet bandsaws. Like what?
Yeah, the name's misleading.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, yeah.
I was ready to go shopping.
Oh, you're
but
talking
I
about
didn't.
you're talking
Bargain
about Bargain
Supply.
Supply.
Bargain
yeah,
Supply.
Yeah, Bargain Supply is amazing.
Are you
It
staying
really
at
is.
the AC?
I'm at the Tempo, the new Tempo, sponsored by Hilton.
That's Tempo,
Tempo.
by Hilton.
Yeah.
in
They have
Ulu.
wood.
It's made of wood. Everything is.
I think your audio console's made of wood.
You could make it out of
I
wood.
think that SD card was. I quit recording earlier.
Yeah. No, that's the problem. It wasn't made out of it.
It would record if somebody pressed the right button.
There you go.
So, well, your turn. You go ahead. No, go
I was
ahead.
just
no,
gonna.
go ahead. No,
I was gonna. How dare you? I was gonna extend the conversation on consumption. Yeah, what's being
Yeah.
consumed right now, outside of the collective partnership
Yeah,
consumption?
so on the television side, I just finished all 7 seasons of The West Wing.
Oh,
'Cause
wow.
It was the only fucking thing that gave me hope during the election season.
Yeah. fuck.
So how does it hold up?
So season 1 and season 2, cringe.
Really? Just social issues?
Well, the way they speak to and about women.
Oh, yeah.
really?
Very
What
dated.
year was that originally released?
Late 90s, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, because it ended in the early 2000s.
But it reads as very dated.
Like, there's definitely a few, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
like we don't say these things.
it's amazing.
Rob
What,
Lowe, shut your mouth.
Rob Lowe should have been canceled.
Yeah.
Whoa, we dodged a bullet there.
Yeah. But no, by the end, like, there's a lot of like echoes to today. You know, in the show, Martin Sheen has Parkinson's. Is like at the end of not Parkinson's. Has MS. Is at the end of his like time being president, and is kind of like reassessing how he is doing his administration, because he's like, I'm at the end, and this is really all about like extending my legacy.
Right.
Did he
So
did he have a crackhead son that he gave a...
That's a question of what kind of laptop.
All daughters. All daughters. But yeah, so there was like a little like, okay, this feels a little better about today.
Yeah.
But in the show, Matt Santos wins, not Donald Trump. So way better there.
Yeah.
But
I've never seen the show.
It was a great show, and there was
great
a
show.
lot of the writing was good. Sorkin,
Yeah,
right?
Aaron Sorkin.
so for the first like 4 seasons,
Yeah.
and then he goes away, and there are opinions out there that as soon as Sorkin goes away, like
It's shift.
there's a shift. I don't necessarily think that's true. Like there's definitely a shift in how the show runs, but
Right.
it's not. I don't think the quality
Well, I think
There wasn't a drop off.
Had you seen it? Like, was this a reviewing?
Yeah, so I own all 7 seasons on
DVD. On DVD.
On the digital versatile disc.
That's how we say it in the biz.
And when you say business, you mean the industry as a whole, right, Rick?
As a whole.
Yeah,
Yes,
the one,
it is a
the
hole.
one in the middle of the disc. Yeah, so I watched it in college. Like, I was obsessed with it in college. Like, my roommate and I got a phone system for our room so that, like, when you dialed in, because we still had landlines in our room, so, like, you'd call in and you had, for one. For Ryan, press 1.
Exactly.
Of course you did.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Which also I have to say. So, Ryan, you are like one of the smartest guys I know. Like,
thank you.
I mean, like hands down. I mean, your ability to take any kind of technology and then spend a night with it, get to know it,
Wait a second.
give it a drink,
No,
take it
let
out to
him go.
dinner,
Let him finish.
Okay.
take it out to dinner, give it a nice cocktail,
Yeah.
and the next night, I mean, you know it up and down. I mean, it's
What's
phenomenal.
that tinker mentality?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the same. It's
well,
that curiosity.
In
that
general, I
drives
have a rule. I don't want to own anything I don't know how to use, right?
Right.
And so,
Yep.
like, we own lighting consoles, media servers. Like, I went and did lighting console training. Like, I'm not going to be a lighting designer.
You just came back from LDI in Vegas for training, right?
Yeah, I just spent 2 days doing new things in Vectorworks, like
Yeah.
trying to find the faster way to get things done. Because I spend enough time in there to, like,
Yep.
need to know how things work.
And I saw some videos from LDI that these Chinese guys are coming up with some insane lighting shit with just the programming that I've seen some of the videos from LDI.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. Like, it's interesting to me that LDI is.
And for our
into-
casual listeners, what does LDI stand for?
Good fucking question.
Light something.
Industry.
Lighting
deal.
design industry.
There you go. Sure.
Sure,
Let's
we'll
go with
call it that.
Yeah.
And Matthew's going to look it up. So the amount of video product that is on that floor now.
It's awesome, isn't it? Because you see all these panels now that they take video feeds and you can run.
Well, it's more about how integrated content is in both ways, right? Like, if you have a fixture that accepts video feed,
Yep.
you are mapping now as part of your raster, like, these lighting fixtures.
Yep. To fill in that
A
content.
piece of the video
Sure.
feels
Yep.
as part. Similarly, you're, using video surfaces as like atmospheric, right? And
Right.
if you think about concerts you go to and the media that's on there, it may not. You're not looking at anything like that's not atmospheric, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's this source that is giving content and feel.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
LDI, Live Design International.
Okay.
Ironically,
No light.
No lighting.
Wow.
Yeah.
They should change
That
it.
sounds like a shitty timeshare.
Live Design International.
Exactly.
I bought the subscription. Get there every year.
Are you getting tired of subscriptions? I'm getting so tired of subscriptions.
We were literally talking about this
Yes.
earlier.
Yeah.
So I have a spreadsheet because I still have Xfinity, and I put together a spreadsheet like, how can I reduce
Yeah.
the amount of subscriptions I have? Like,
You mean like software subscriptions? or-
Everything.
Everything.
streamers.
We're talking
like,
about streaming primarily
streamers
for
primarily.
content.
But like, you get this from your cell phone provider. You get this from your cable
Yeah.
provider. You get
The
this from your
bundles
internet.
within those
and
pillars.
So I figured out a whole way to save almost $500 a year.
Wow.
And since different things have raised in price, where I'm going to save $40 a year.
Yeah, it's
It
ridiculous.
gets chipped away
And
quick.
it's just like, and you subscribe to one thing and you're like, well, that's not like, I need this to do that. Like,
It's ridiculous.
live TV like doesn't fit my jam. I know it works for some people, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like,
Yeah.
that's not how we consume content. I need
Yeah.
to be able to pause, do my thing, watch,
Yep.
ignore commercials.
Right.
I don't want to watch
Or
commercials. All
download
commercials.
something to, which is
Right.
I think like there was something I was wanting to watch on. Like I have not watched The Bear. I know. I'm not.
Me neither.
Me neither. I hear it's
Not
very-
interested.
It's incredible. So
Okay.
fuck
But you-
you.
but
It's incredible.
No, okay.
Yeah.
It's like
But you can't download it.
Yeah, you can.
Well, I mean, just I don't want to go through the whole process. Like I just want to go to Hulu, download. There's no download.
Oh,
for
it's
Hulu.
and I'm telling you, it's
You
all-
can't
it's all
download it
terrible.
on Hulu?
It's all terrible.
Really?
And, yeah.
Yeah,
Is it one of the add-ons?
maybe.
Because like that's the whole
Yeah.
thing with their live TV packages. You have to buy the 4K
Yes.
package to do X, Y,
And,
and Z.
and it's
Like,
bullshit.
I'm not into it.
And, yeah, and the 4K, like on YouTube TV, their 4K option, it's just all bullshit.
Well, on YouTube TV, half the shit looks like shit.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's just shit. It's not 4K.
This episode is not sponsored by YouTube.
Well, no. Well, they just raised,
raised their prices.
they just
did.
raised their rates too.
And then-
$82. It's like this is back where I was with cable.
Exactly.
Because now they got you.
And the cable interface is better because those people know how to do TV.
Yeah.
They've been doing TV longer than any of these other fools.
So are the cool kids going back to cable now?
I don't think so.
No,
but
they're
I'm
not.
not. I'm not leaving.
Not at Spectrum's prices. It's,
All the cool kids these days are riding the high seas. I'll be quite honest with you.
What's that mean?
They're
Comcast, cable, all the high seas.
They are pirating and using Plex. That's what everybody's doing. Yep.
I mean, my kids don't watch TV.
Yeah.
my kid
Yep.
doesn't watch TV at all.
Yeah. It's all YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all they watch.
The YouTube premium subscription is probably the best.
And you can find
subscription.
this show on YouTube.
Yeah.
At the A-POD-Calypse.
Well, I will say, industry wide, as someone that loves consuming content, fact is there are more options today than have ever existed before. But the downside is, to Ryan's point, the man's created a spreadsheet to analyze because of the redundancies or the bundles in this pillar and the overlap with that pillar. It's like a full-time job
let's
just
be
to
honest.
figure out what you're buying.
The content sucks. This is very reminiscent of the 1984 video game crash. When, Atari 2600 was out, it was brand new. Everybody's like, this is amazing. And then everybody started making shit content, but everybody was consuming it because everybody wanted to play this new world. And all this shit content came out, and then it was like it just crashed because nobody was making money because it was super saturated.
Well, you're starting to
with
see a little bit of the merge of Showtime and
Oh, yeah.
Cinemax.
They have to.
No more, you're going to continue to see some gobbling up and merging. And I would say 10 years from now, the landscape's going to look very different. It's just
10 years
how
from
many
now.
Just
pillars,
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, how many pillars are there?
Well, now with ads.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's what
For
that's what they're
$1,000
doing.
more,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what they're
Not
doing.
ads.
That's what they're doing. Exactly. I mean, they're introducing ads on every platform now.
Well, and you, at the heart of it, you have to design the app on the device that works well. Like,
Correct.
One of the things I hate about YouTube TV, where Xfinity Stream succeeds, is I just hit my home button on my Apple TV, and my Xfinity shows that I am watching are already there in my next queue.
Yep.
YouTube TV, whole different experience.
You can't
whole
find
different fast
anything.
forward. All the things are different. It's all the app developers have to develop on every app in which people are watching, because that's the only way you keep people in your platform.
Right.
So what is the interface for the Xfinity? Do you watch it on Apple TV? That's your device.
Yeah.
We still have the cable box. I unplugged it for Thanksgiving because I had to rearrange my family room. I've never plugged it back in.
Oh, really?
No, it's just all because the DVR is cloud based now. I don't have to have it plugged in.
Yep.
I just use the Stream app. It's eating up my internet bandwidth. It's eating my cap, so I'm gonna have to pay more for internet soon. But it's a way better way to consume media than another remote switching.
Right.
Yep.
See, in this part in Louisville, decades ago, they signed an exclusivity agreement with Spectrum Insight,
Right.
Yeah.
and I guess they're still bound to that because nobody
Yes.
else has come in,
Yeah.
other than streamers like YouTube TV and stuff.
I have Xfinity and where I live, and I should probably try that if it's that great because
I do not use the box in our master bedroom TV.
What's your monthly fee for?
So we have the biggest TV package and the highest internet package. We're at $240.
That's
and that's internet and
reasonable,
everything.
Internet and TV.
Yep. See, I had to go. I think I hated about Xfinity was, I had to go to a business account at my house because I was uploading so much content for work.
Oh yeah, your limits.
I got the cease, and they were like, "You're hitting the cap. We're just gonna cancel you."
Yep.
What?
And then in Hardin County, I'd have no other options except for DSL. Right. And it's like, shit, So I had to go ahead and do the business upgrade, which is like fucking $300 a month. But I don't have caps now.
Right.
But I was sort of curious what the additional streaming, because I'm paying like $90 a month now for YouTube TV. So it'd be really interesting to see.
No fiber out there yet?
No. Brandenburg Telecom. There's a rumor that they're running fiber down our area.
Seemed like
so-
if the battery factory coming in, they would.
yeah,
Yeah, I
that's-
would think that's going to pull fiber.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have fiber from the south and fiber from the north. Like it is right around our neighborhood.
You're
They can't
caught in the
get-
boundary.
Oh, you don't have
Sure.
it?
No, we can't get fiber. So I'm
Really?
I'm limited to Comcast aside from DSL.
Yeah,
my
yeah. It's
only
bullshit.
internet provider.
Yeah,
Really?
DSL blows, man.
Oh man!
I didn't know DSL
Yeah,
was
it
still
does.
around.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
either.
Remember we had DSL at IML.
I do.
That was our main.
Yeah.
And there was a fucking machine in the basement that was like pushing T1 lines out for something we couldn't access it.
Yeah.
We had to use DSL to try to run a business.
Yep.
Yeah.
Explains so much.
Anyway.
I know, right?
Oh, those were the good old days.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Days.
Those were the days. And you're out when you're up. That's a All in the Family reference, listener.
Maybe that's why Penn Island is giving you 404s.
Penn Island. PennIsland.net.
Get on your DSL and order some pens
From Penn
from
Island.
PennIsland.net.
.net.
For all your pen needs.
5600
But I'm
baud
digging
modem.
Plex. Like, and what I've been doing is like movies that I own. Movies that I own. I just been.
Wait, physical copies?
Yeah. I just been ripping. And
Just to add them to the-
and putting on the Plex server.
Just
So
ripping lines.
So at that point, I can be anywhere, any place, and stream it to my phone, stream it to
Because you want to watch Mac and Me for the 30th time.
Yeah. I mean, how much do you rewatch your content that much?
Do you need my seven
if it's-
seasons of The West Wing?
well, like right now, I've got this beautiful ultra wide that is OLED and it's just HDR. It's amazing, and so just rewatching content in HDR has been like Interstellar. Oh my god!
Yeah, well, it's
rewatching that.
the 10-year anniversary right now.
I wanted to
Is
go
it
see
really?
that. Yes, and apparently it's blown every box office record on
Yeah.
IMAX because they re-released it in
Yeah.
IMAX.
Oh, it's back in IMAX?
and I want to see it in IMAX so bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
oh.
Is that in the theater now?
Jason,
Yes,
I sent you
yes.
that thing about that COSM, COSM. Did you look at that?
He thought it was possum.
Do you guys know what that is?
He thought it was a cosplay.
Have you heard? Do you guys know what that is? COSM.
No.
It's a. There's two locations. They're in Dallas. There's one in Dallas. There's
Oh,
one in LA.
yeah. No, yeah. The,
Yeah, and it's
the
like a
sphere.
mini sphere.
Yeah, for sports.
And they're building them for entertainment, for sports and concerts, and it looks like they're poised to
One in
really
Los
just
Angeles,
like
one in
blow
Dallas.
up.
Well, in China, they're building more dome theaters in China than the rest of the world.
Are you trying to
and,
get this podcast canceled?
and one of the reasons
You
why,
could show the podcast on the dome.
and one of the reasons why they're building these dome theaters in China, and it's bizarre, the content these folks are watching is just like a clear sky.
Oh, yeah.
A grand
Environmental
the Grand
scenic,
Canyon. Yeah,
it's
because
not an urban environment.
well, and plus their pollution's so bad, you can't see a clear
It's
sky.
to get a sense of that
Yeah.
feeling of
That is
immersing yourself
fucked
in
up.
nature.
Well,
I mean, can you imagine
back
like
to
50 years
Silo.
down the road?
That's what it's
yeah,
gonna
50
be.
years down the road to be like, oh, that wind feels great. That's not real wind. That's
Yeah.
you're,
Yeah.
you're in
We're
a
all living in
simulation. You're
Well, I mean, I remember whenever we took our trip to Beijing.
Yeah.
And like, I would open up my window in the mornings, like I couldn't see the building next door. The smog was so bad.
We came home. There was a ritual while we were there where I remember coming back to the hotel room and before going out to dinner, we'd been out all day walking around and taking a washcloth and wiping my face, and it looked like the Shroud of Turin. I mean, it was just like, oh my God, the layer of grime and
Dirt,
dirt.
yeah.
oh my
And,
god.
yeah,
it also feels like
he is
sort of
risen.
Like, it also feels like a
It's risen.
oh damn, what's that Tom Hanks movie? Fucking
Yeah.
Forrest Gump.
With the "Have a nice day"
Have a
t-shirt.
nice day.
I just kept running.
Now, the reason I brought this COSM thing, or however COSM, however you say it.
You were drunk and you texted us. At
No,
3 in the
I
morning.
just
Dude,
it
Yes,
popped
but
up in
also-
it popped up in a Facebook thing, but I was like, wow, look at this, because they've partnered with the NFL.
Yeah,
And
for game
they've also
experiences.
bought all these other companies that create like 8K projectors and
Yep.
LED panels, and they've bought their infrastructure. And but it turns out that the parent company invented the God damn it, planetarium. Back in the 1940s, this optician that came up with a projector for the planetarium is the parent company of this COSM. So they're gonna repurpose all these existing planetariums to do this.
That's what I'm saying.
For the
Yeah.
domes.
It's a dome. And like I said, the content for that's really easy to make now because the cameras have such high resolution. Like a lot of people are using the Blackmagic 17K cameras with dome lens adapter, and you used to
create some of that
And
content.
you used to have to like actually build like a rig that had multiple cameras going around, and now you can do it with one. I just got to see some new content that was on the Apple Vision Pro. The weekend just came out this music video that blows your mind away.
Oh, wow.
And it was shot with a new Blackmagic. I don't know if you guys saw
the
that.
one they just introduced.
Yeah, the $30,000 stereoscopic dual lens.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Black Magic.
Yeah, and it's that's where content is going.
Yeah,
Okay?
immersive.
Content's going to go to a sort of a high-end echelon because the only way folks are going to make money is making money for rich people, right? Or making content for rich people that can afford these
People that have the
experiences.
means to.
People that can afford these experiences. Because I'm telling you, some of the content I've seen on the Apple Vision Pro is far above and beyond anything I've ever seen on a Quest, anything. And the resolution is awesome.
But that price point is still.
I know. But the thing is,
Early adopters are going to pay it, but it'll.
Yeah.
But when you turn it into an event that requires you to go to a place and have that shared experience, I mean, again, I don't know how the math works, but the Sphere in Vegas is a great example.
Yeah.
You're paying that price point, but it's an experience,
Exactly.
and it's a shared experience.
Exactly.
But the ticket pricing on these COSM venues is like $12.
Yeah.
As opposed to a couple $100 and a 4-month wait to go see the
Right.
fucking Eagles or something. I mean, you can go.
And that's not a couple $100.
In sports,
Right.
in sports, that's where it's going to be because Apple bought the company NextVR. I don't know if you guys know what they did. NextVR, they basically built a 2 red camera rig, and what their deal was, they would go to like NBA games, have multiple cameras. So if you wanted to sit courtside.
Right.
And watch a live game.
Oh, yeah.
You could watch it. I think Quest has something similar, but Apple bought the higher end version of that company, and they're going to start doing sports content. And see, the content for sports, I mean, that's the only thing that people are watching live these
That's
days.
the only
Yeah.
reason to have cable.
Yeah.
Well,
that's only-
same. That's the reason why I got Hulu Live, the live option with a sports package. That's the last vestige.
But see, even
have to account for.
even the sports is becoming so fractured because now you've got football on Prime, you've got football on Peacock, and it's like I think that's about ready to take a big shit too because it's like
It's too spread too thin.
Yeah, but it's the new model, right? Like,
If I was the
you have
NFL,
to meet all the people where they are.
Where they
If
are.
you are, I mean, and it also makes every company money.
Yes.
Right? Like,
Well, it's also like this, the fight between Tyson and Hall.
that
The
was
only
a fight.
I mean,
the
it's
only
like-
one that won was them. We all lost.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought that Netflix would be broadcasting?
And they
live
couldn't even
fight?
do it. And they couldn't even do it. They couldn't
crashed.
handle the stream.
No.
The stream
It's
stuttered.
terrible.
Like NFL Network is basically CBS.
I like how the audio
CBS
guy
runs that.
has his audio louder than
It
everybody
is,
else.
isn't it?
Is it louder? Is it louder?
I know.
Okay, here. No, I can turn it down. Is it
You
louder?
shut up.
Welcome to the Rick Boone Show.
No, because you're
I
talking.
haven't heard you guys
I brought
the
this
entire
up.
show.
No, it's like the NFL Network is basically run by CBS and Amazon Prime.
Why are you screaming at
Am I
me?
screaming? Yes. It doesn't sound like I'm screaming. I'm looking at meters. All right.
Maybe it's our knob we need to turn.
Yeah,
down.
turn it down.
Turn
Yeah.
yourself
Which
down.
one is he? It's not me.
I guess it's me.
Down.
All right, never mind.
Whatever aux you're sending out is 2 aux.
Is it too aux? Is it too much aux? I'm sorry. I'm not.
You're good.
I can explain to you why it's different. but I won't.
Continue your
Because
thought, Rick.
yes, like I said, the NFL Network is run by CBS. Amazon Prime's feeds are run by CBS. All these, so it's all. The infrastructure is already in place. That's why Netflix had problems because their infrastructure was basically they pulled a truck up next to the place,
Yep.
and so
And
That's
you could
exactly
tell
it.
that live show. I mean, just the production of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're not used to
they,
doing
they would
live.
cut to somebody to do a live stand up, and they'd be standing there going, "When am I coming on?" And it's like,
Yep.
"Oh my god, this is terrible."
Yeah,
I
Which
mean,
one?
on the fight.
the fight.
Netflix,
Oh yeah,
the fight.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
horrible.
But that's a great point, Rick, because they don't have the infrastructure already to take advantage of for live. This was their first foray into it.
Yeah. And it
And
was
the numbers were so crazy. And there were a couple times when I was watching it where It would stop.
Oh,
I would
totally
have to
stop.
bang out, reboot Netflix
Yeah,
off
yeah.
Apple TV.
Remember
and
when
launch
Amazon
again.
Prime first started doing their football games?
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same
And now
thing.
it's pretty much bulletproof, except the
Yeah.
stream kind of takes a minute to stabilize when you.
I look at the NFL and I'm like, if I was the NFL, I would just be like, you know what? We're going to deliver all this content.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't.
You know,
They're right on the cusp. That's what NFL,
And-
they have their own fucking network.
and that's
Same
what-
with the
and that's-
Yankees.
It's all
and that's
about
what's
the
gonna
money. They're
happen.
getting paid by all these.
To distribute.
Right.
oh, I get that. I get that.
Right.
But still,
they're going to make way more money
Doing that
from
than to build
all
the
these
infrastructure.
networks.
yeah.
Yeah. Because the viewership is always going to be there.
Well, right.
And
you-
I'm more than open to sponsor an NFL team on our show. If
Well,
we
it's a
would.
matter of time until they do split off. Like
It's
Notre
a
Dame.
National Football
to be
League.
clear, you
Notre
can probably
Dame
get a
signed
high
a
school
contract
team.
with NBC. The college Notre Dame football
Yeah.
program signed a
Which has
contract
been
with NBC.
forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exclusive and
because the station is on their campus.
NASCAR's going
Oh,
with
really?
Amazon
Yeah.
Prime next year.
Really?
Yes.
You know, Rick,
The Yankees have their own-
Do you know Rick is the biggest NASCAR fan in the world, right?
He's the lefty.
I'm
You know
not the
that?
biggest NASCAR fan.
Dude,
in the
you
world.
are a huge NASCAR. I remember
I like it.
one Saturday you called me up and you're like, Jamie, you should really listen to this NASCAR. The audio on this NASCAR is amazing.
It is.
The way they've mixed it, man. Now, so I turned it on and all I heard was a car and going in a circle. I mean, yes, it was in 5.1.
No.
Turn left. Turn left.
But I was like,
Turn left.
okay, this is like cool, I guess.
You
I don't
have
know.
to understand how they pull all the in-car camera audio feeds into, and
But
they do.
you
They
have
put
to
it
be,
in 5.1.
You're the only viewer.
I'm
You're-
sorry. I'm that's my
You're the
thing.
only viewer.
thing.
You're the only. You're the only
What are they
viewer.
putting in the point one?
You're the only viewer in that demographic that carries a man purse. I know you are, dude.
I don't have a man person.
You did for a while.
and it was European. It wasn't a man person. It was European.
It's called a satchel.
It's a
Indiana Jones
cross
has one.
Dude,
body.
my
anyway,
wife had this one
crossbody.
like just like it. It was a purse.
But anyway, so like the Yankees were the first.
His
Were the
has
first.
Dale Earnhardt on it. Though.
Hey, I have a set of Dale Earnhardt playing cards. But you don't.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Totally
You can
fine
use
with
mine
that.
anytime you want. So the Yankees were the first Major League Baseball team to start their own network. They have YES. And it's just simply there's so much money in that shit that it's just a matter of time till the NBA, the NFL, MLB, all those fuckers have their own exclusive network. They're going to
Well, they do.
bypass
Well-
all these distribution
well,
They
systems.
already
it's-
do.
Yeah, it's getting to the point now, though. Seriously, once 4K came out, dude, I have really no desire to go to a sporting event. I just want to watch. And the cool
You
thing,
hate people though.
and the cool thing about
and clothes.
and the cool thing about
Bam.
seriously, the cool thing about YouTube TV, the one cool thing about YouTube TV is they will broadcast select games in 4K, and when they do, there's no commercial breaks,
Oh, nice.
which is awesome because
nice.
because
Well, they upcharge for it, right?
yeah, but like a UK basketball game, like you'll see all the halftime stuff.
No cutaway.
It's
You'll,
raw
you'll
feed.
see, and it's like this is the way I want to experience a game. I don't want to have to like.
Can't miss that
You know.
7
You
inning
don't want to watch
stretch.
a commercial for Buffalo Wild Wings 34 times.
And apparently,
yeah.
these COSM venues, to circle back to that, they have their own. They're not taking network
I
feeds.
think he's getting a cut.
No, I'm fascinated with the premise of this.
Well, they build it out of wood, so
Yes. And that's what makes them so cool. No, they have their own. They have their own. They're placing their own
They're all
cameras
in
and they're taking
Portland.
their own
Have you
feeds.
seen their wood LED walls?
All right, I digress.
Rick's like, fuck you guys.
No, I mean it's to me that this particular concept I think is like these guys got it right. They're going to wind up repurposing all these existing venues.
Well,
that are
that's the
really
brilliant part.
You're not
inexpensive.
wrong, because I mean, have you been to Buffalo Wild Wings?
No.
They're terrible.
Well,
But
so
they
are
have a-
planetariums.
But they have a nice pull from South Park.
Thank you.
But they just have mediocre food
Yeah.
with a ton of TVs.
yeah.
So yeah,
Again,
you're,
it's
you're
the
not
communal
wrong.
thing.
I mean, like you
Sort
can
of,
have.
sort of like my basement actually now.
It's
Yeah.
going to
Mediocre food
without
and
all
a
the
bunch of
people.
TVs. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to be like it's going to be
And a
like
lot
back
of
in the 20s and
chloroform.
30s when they built all these like Fox and all these companies. They built all the theaters
Yep.
in the United States.
Yep.
You know, they were all Fox theaters and bumfuck all over the country, thousands of them that Fox built, and Warner built theaters.
This man needs
And
another drink.
These companies are going to companies like this, not necessarily this one, but companies like this. That's the only reason to have this experience. If you don't live in Cincinnati and you want to watch the Bengals, your only choice is to watch it on television. But if you want to have the
That communal experience.
Yes, you've got to. These venues are going to allow that.
Yeah.
Well, you have to find so many Bengals fans in
I
Los
know.
Angeles.
I know. I know.
I'm just using that as
Right.
an example.
Yeah.
So staying on topic, have any of you been in the Sphere?
No.
So I saw Dead and Co at the Sphere, and I wish that I could be in there every day.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it is such.
You saw what? I'm sorry.
Dead and Company.
Oh,
Like, and I'm not like I knew who the Grateful Dead was.
Yep.
Sure.
I was not.
You're not a Dead fan.
I am now.
Oh, because of that.
I am now.
Really?
Like I've been twice.
Oh, really?
So
went-
it was enough to make you enjoy
It was
that
almost like a
music.
spiritual event.
I went back, and in part, like the video head in me is like developing the content, looking at the content, interacting with the content.
Well, even the audio, though, right?
Well, yeah, but
how is the audio? Does it come out of the seats?
It's a bank of five or six, I think.
But even if you're on the floor, you can have a conversation with
Yeah.
someone
It-
and talk in a normal
But there's
tone
not a
and
point
still
source
hear
where
it.
it comes like the band's down there and the audio's coming from speakers.
It's coming from everywhere.
it-
right.
everywhere.
It's
but it
You
feels
wouldn't
like
be-
it's
you wouldn't be
coming
able to
from
hear it.
there.
Yes.
Everything about it is.
you see
It is not.
You couldn't see that,
aggressive.
but I gave Jamie the finger.
I said he wouldn't be able to hear it.
Sorry, Ryan. Sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
They have the hearing aid loop. Don't worry.
Yeah.
No, like you're sitting in your seat and you're like, yeah, you can. It's not oppressive.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like I am at a concert. It is not oppressive. One of the coolest video effects they did was they took all of the old Dead posters and tickets and made it a box. You were inside a cube inside the Sphere.
Interesting.
And so
That's awesome.
you have to sit in the right spot.
Right.
Like,
Yep. Dude,
I paid more. I used more Amex points, honestly, than
Yeah,
I care
to
to
get
share.
the seat.
Like, but sitting in that spot in the 200s in the center is like the perfect spot because you are sitting there. You are in the perfect focal length of the media. Like it is developed to that spot. But like you're standing there, like I'm in a sphere.
and it looks like
This is a cube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there is a point. I see them. Like it's moving. Like it is.
like your brain
you know
knows
should
what
do?
it is.
Do you know what
but-
we should do? Seriously, and I mean this because when I went to NAB this year, I really wanted to go see a show there. And so I get online, I booked the show for a Tuesday, and I was so excited because I was finally going to see a show at the Sphere. And I didn't know it was closed that week. So
How did you buy a ticket then?
it was for the next Tuesday.
Oh.
And I was like, fuck, because somebody at NAB had rented it out for a party or whatever.
You didn't just stay.
No, man, I had to get back, but I gave my tickets to my nephew. He lives out there. But maybe we do our next podcast.
Well, we have a friend that actually works at the Sphere.
But your
But-
nephew lives in. He could get us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
well,
what I'm saying is maybe this team goes to Vegas to watch a show at the Sphere, and we do another podcast out there. I mean, fuck it, let's do it.
Be
Can we
great.
go? Let's go.
We should have Paul on the
Yeah, we have
podcast.
a
He's on
good-
our list.
Yeah.
Paul Breen. He's number one. He's just a super sweet guy.
Yeah.
But he, I can't remember his position, but he's pretty high up in dealing with the
Yeah, he
AV
came
and the
from
technology of it.
Yeah, he was with MSG and their products, specifically Radio City, a lot of server system design
Yeah.
and like really into the side of how do you manage
Seven
and
Sense
deal with
servers.
all of this content.
Yep.
Which is its own fascinating.
You know what the crazy thing
engineering
is?
side.
They've lost so much money. Is the
Oh,
and it's like if
Well, they're trying to gain it back by building this other one that they're doing in
it's
is it
Vegas.
Dubai, right?
Are they
Yeah,
still
that
doing it?
sounds
I
like
thought
a
they
good
were. I
place.
thought they.
Oh, did they get kiboshed?
I know. a
well,
couple
the
of
one
them.
in London
Okay.
got kiboshed,
Yeah.
but no, they're moving forward with
The one in
Arab
Dubai,
Emirates.
yeah.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's oil money.
So
You're right.
Ryan, when you're there,
Exactly.
and you this epiphany experience that you had, are you experiencing the band or are you experiencing the venue?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
No,
seriously.
It's an odd thing of like you're staring at the content in front of you. The band, like at the 200 level, the band is down below you. So like you're looking down at the band, but you're also like taking it in. But the way that again, like the power of media servers
Yep.
in 2024,
Yeah.
like you're looking at like John Mayer, like floating in a window in a bubble that is part of the media that's traveling up the wall.
But the
and it's all
resolution's
around,
nuts,
like-
and the resolution's nuts.
100%.
That's the thing that is.
Well, when you walk in, they have like at least for the Dead show, you start in this view, it's a piece of media that looks like you're looking through the LED
The sphere.
wall.
Yeah.
And like you're looking at
Like
the
it's
skyline.
transparent.
Like you're looking outside.
Structure. Well, no,
Oh,
you're
wow.
looking at like the structure behind it. Like,
Yeah.
well, there's a ladder back there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's where the workers access it. And then it like the doors close, and it's like, oh, that's fucking not real.
Yeah.
I'm tripping balls.
There's
So
a,
I really wanted to walk all the way to the edge seating.
Can you
just to,
imagine-
like look at the pitch,
Be
like
up
get
close.
next to it? But yeah,
Can you imagine if Hunter S. Thompson was still alive and got to experience that?
I mean, I feel like he did pharmaceutically.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, you know.
He lived in a sphere.
Yeah.
There's a video of John. They're showing John Mayer's because obviously the way the stage is set up and there's a monitoring issue and there's amplification issues on stage, and so John Mayer said, I can't just put a stack of amps down here on the stage.
Right.
So he put his amps in the parking garage. All their backline was in the parking garage.
Oh,
and they ran
interesting.
lines up to their IEMs. you
Yep.
know, but
that's where it was stored.
it was all the whole. If you walk down into the parking garage, they said it just rumbled with all the backline amps and running in real time.
interesting.
Yeah, and they just ran lines up to the.
well, Dead & Co is coming back. They've announced new dates. So I've not seen the Eagles show. Did not see the
I
U2
feel
show,
like you
but
could
Dead &
see
Co was-
anything in there.
Well, they
No,
have
so I
their-
think you have
absolutely.
have to have a media developer
that understands the
understands the audience.
Well,
like,
no,
and,
no doubt,
Like, right,
no doubt.
like the Dead has such a following. Like
Right.
that, you go to the airport the next morning, and the number of like weird Dead outfits you see. Like,
Yeah.
It smells like
and there's
patchouli oil.
the income levels are fairly high. These aren't like
well, they're old hippies.
right
Yeah.
with a lot of disposable
Yeah.
income.
But like, you're
They're now
experiencing it with-
401k hippies.
You're experiencing with people who want to be there, right? It's
Yes.
Yeah.
you're spending so much money that it's only going to be people who are like really
They're into
being
it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, so you're around a bunch of passionate people.
Yeah.
Who are excited about being there, stoned as fuck.
Yeah.
Like having a good time.
I have a
Well,
buddy.
that's the whole sense of what the origin. I mean, think back in the day of traditional Dead. I mean, the people that, to an extent and an extreme, cashed in their life to make bracelets and just follow them around. I mean, it was
the question
a
though is who's
following.
next, right? Like,
Right. Yeah.
obviously the Dead's coming back. The Eagles have extended, but who is filling the sphere?
Yeah. The Eagles are on. Come on. This is
What's
like
the
the
capacity? of the
farewell
place? Like,
tour.
how many? 16,000
That I don't know.
Yeah.
head count, something like that.
It's
I don't know. It's just to me the whole thing circles back to like filmmakers talk about. There's a reason that a film is presented in the format it is. That there's a box. There's the proscenium, and everything else. There's nothing. It's here, as opposed to it's everywhere.
Well, I mean,
you get lost in the presentation.
No,
It's-
not if it's well designed.
right.
And people
it's all
have-
back to the
people-
design and understanding.
Yeah, I guess.
People
of the
people
media.
had the same reaction for VR content for a long time.
Right.
And it's like, if you design your 360-degree content well, if you use spatial audio as cues, you know where to look. It's like, if you hear a noise behind you, you're going to look behind you to see
Right.
what's going on. And that's where all this technology comes into play now. Spatial audio comes into play.
That's why they call it immersive.
But it's just hundreds of years of basically programming are now being rejected.
It's kind of like IMAX on crack.
Right,
Like
yeah.
that's the only
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you think about the old like we had an IMAX dome at our science museum and like you saw like World of Fire or
Yep.
Ring of Fire, like all these science shows, but
Yep.
like they were immersive. There's a moment in the Dead show where they start in San Francisco from an aerial view and you slowly back out from the painted ladies' houses all the way up into space. And a satellite flies overhead, and you just get this, and it scares the living shit out of you
yeah.
yeah, your
because it
senses
comes
are
out of
interpreting
nowhere.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like,
Yep.
and like, there's no replicating like this full
Experience.
360. It's not even 360 degree, right? Like,
Yeah.
270-degree experience.
Well, to circle back, 18,600 seated and a standing capacity of 20,000 people in the sphere. And there are 10,000 of those seats that have the haptic technology,
Right.
which allows audience members to feel the atmosphere.
That's the one I
If you're
like.
sitting-
So it's got like haptics in the seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
Okay.
like
10,000 of 'em.
banks of 5, and they can control like each section individually.
Yeah,
I
and from what
carried-
I've talked to
yeah.
people, like I talked with a buddy who had seen a couple of the Dead shows, and one of them saw it from the floor and just said he just was still amazed to this day, couldn't understand the logistics behind being able to hear the full immersive volume
Clarity
of
of the
the
audio.
concert, but to stand next to someone
And talk.
just talk, not shout,
Wow.
Yeah.
talk and clearly carry on a conversation. That's how localized on the
I just
floor
can't imagine
that
how
was.
the pre-production doesn't
Oh,
exist. You
the
can only do it
design.
in the dome.
The
you
design
can only do it
of
there.
that. Can you imagine the design and what that matrix looks like
Yeah.
on some of those?
I mean, it's all just got
layers?
to be all the technology is
So
bespoke to
dialed
the
in.
location.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, for
so
sure.
dialed in.
I'm in a lot of places. Like I travel with like custom earplugs everywhere I go. Every show I go to. Like I did not pull them out.
I
did
travel
not,
with custom
like-
butt plugs, but
On the very special episode,
Geez, that sounds like something I would say. But go ahead. Man.
but you've got the floor, so yeah.
made out of wood. Rick.
Oh,
Watch out for those splinters, baby.
yikes.
sanded and shellacked.
Yeah.
Are you on the TikTok algorithm with the paramedic who tells you what not to shove up your ass?
No,
No,
but that
no.
sounds like a
Yeah.
good.
Christmas is a bad time of year because you go to home.
I did just see something
Yeah.
about more objects not to put in your butt and everything
Yeah.
Christmas tree
Yeah.
shaped.
Yeah, yeah.
and Santa.
well, to be
What?
clear,
$1,000,000 to one, Doc. $1,000,000 to
yeah,
one.
no. So the paramedic would advise you need flared base,
Flare base
Yeah.
to retrieve.
Well, because you don't want to.
Like
Right.
a tree stand.
Yeah. Well,
You gotta have something
And you want to
ergonomic.
keep it full of water. You want that thing to dry out.
yeah. What?
You'd be digging those needles out for months.
Well, but continue. This
Well,
is
no.
a public service
A
announcement.
girl that Tim used to date before he got married was an ER nurse.
All
And-
the
I can't
stories.
imagine the stories.
She said Tim Sanford,
Oh.
a girl he used to date before he got married, was an ER nurse, and one of the items was like a full-size Brute bottle.
More like brutal.
A Brute.
I can't remember what a
Remember
Brute
the
bottle-
old Brute bottles?
Yeah.
It's like
I can still smell it.
it's like, oh my god. I mean,
The brute,
you know,
not.
Flared base.
yeah.
Fusilli Jerry.
I still want to come up with a thing for like because sometimes the holidays are hard. They're really hard being around.
When you get-
Especially with a root bottle up your ass.
The nerves are so closely
Yeah.
adjacent.
Yeah.
That's just
some
how
families,
nature works.
some families don't like you drinking, or it's like whatever. So I'm
Are
gonna
they family?
So I want to come up with a flask ornament that you can hang on a tree. Okay, so like when things get a little crazy at the house and shit, you
just
go,
sneak over to
I'm
the
going to move
tree.
these ornaments around a little bit and
Take a
you
little
can
sniff.
A little piece of hose just hanging down.
Yeah,
Put
yeah.
it,
put a
like
cat-
fill the tree thing where the water goes. Fill that full of bourbon. And just kind of walk.
I'm very fortunate that our holidays are awesome, but I've heard some people that's traumatic for them to go back home and
Well, I mean,
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
even on a good day, I mean, alcohol helps in every way.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it makes hard times better. It makes good times even more
Yeah.
better. I mean,
Yeah, I was nervous about taking my driver's license test that one time, and
A couple of shots took care of that.
oh
right?
yeah,
Take this right
absolutely, I could parallel park like a motherfucker.
so you thought.
Exactly.
Bam, bam,
Yeah,
man!
yeah.
I got to whiz like crazy. Just
Well,
thought I'd
that's-
throw that in
Well,
there.
that's all the time we have for another
No doubt.
episode of A-POD-Calypse now.
And at least you use that because
And this is why you guys need sponsors. This is be where you throw the ad break.
yeah,
yeah,
He can go
absolutely.
take a whiz.
Show catheter.
yeah. I'm telling you.
You need what's it?
What?
Liquid death diaper.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's the pit diaper.
I would love that. Seriously, dude.
Why would you love that?
I just,
why
you just
would
like
you
hanging out
love
in your own
that?
piss?
no.
It gets
I'm a
cold.
big-
I love
baby.
the look at it. Yeah, I love the look of it. I just want to wear one because
it's like they
Yeah, yeah.
partnered with Procter and Gamble to actually make that
absolutely.
thing. Yeah, you
Do
put
you-
a Depend inside.
Do you
it.
guys remember like years ago that lady astronaut that was pissed off at the other
Oh, it
astronaut
made the drive
that-
across country.
It made a drive cross country.
Without stop,
Did not
yeah.
stop to fucking like kill her.
I know how she feels right now.
Okay. Okay, I'm sure you do. So,
And we'll be right back.
so she drives cross country to kill this woman, does not stop, and she wears diapers the whole time because she's like focused on getting there as fast as she
She's got a
can.
plan.
Yeah.
And of course, the first thing I'm thinking in my head is, I wonder what her playlist is.
Well, that was before playlists.
I'm sure
were
that
a
song
thing.
Ain't Nothing Gonna Break My Stride.
Because
Ain't no stopping us now.
I know. I mean, if you're that focused on making this, you've got to have a strict playlist.
She
like,
had the,
focus.
she had the
Fleetwood
5-disc CD changer.
Yeah, probably. I'm thinking probably a lot of Alanis Morissette, Alanis Morissette.
Oh, God, yeah.
But
All right,
I'm
well,
a bitch. I'm a liar.
well, so that Rick can go pee, should we call it? Just like we've been at this for a while now, so
Yeah, we've done it twice.
yeah.
I mean, I want the longest episode you've done, just personally.
I think you've checked
we've
that
done
box.
that. Yeah. So Ryan, thank you
Of course.
for being here. We've circled the globe on all the topics,
and then some.
and then some. Yeah, we're on the flared bass inserts from TikTok now.
yeah.
Just remember to return those pens.
Also,
Pen aisle.
those come with a flared bass as well.
Made of wood, probably.
Just
Slash.
Native wood versus.
I can't
made
even
of wood.
finish.
No, the flared bass.
Gotcha. I
You
thought
gotta-
you,
Are
thought
the
you said
pens made of
native
wood? Are the
nicely
pens-
machined,
Dude.
What? You started it.
I'm going to finish it.
Okay, please.
But again, thank you, Ryan.
Thanks
And
for
Jamie,
having me.
thank you for coming back. We thought maybe you were dead.
I was hoping I was.
You tried.
I did try really
I'm
hard.
going to be if I don't go to pick up Liz.
Well, and real quick, it should be noted, Ryan now holds the title for Traveled Furthest for a very special episode of A-POD-Calypse now.
Yeah, there's no punch card, so there's no frequent flyer for you don't
Well,
get
we should try that.
you don't get a free sub sandwich if you fill up your card from A-POD-Calypse now.
Dinner and drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dinner and drinks.
More show catering.
Yeah.
Chili in the bag.
Chili in a bag. from the makers of Colostomy, it's chili in a bag.
Chili in a bag.
Do not get them confused.
It doesn't sound that bad.
Side of show bacon.
All right, we'll have some more of this EJ Curly and then call it a night. But Ryan, thank you. Jamie,
Thank you.
Rick, thank you.
Always.
My
Rick,
pleasure.
Thank
Good
you.
seeing all of you.
Matthew.
Happy holidays to everyone.
Yeah, happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah.
Enjoy your family.
Glad I
and-
dressed up.
Yeah.
Indeed. Next time, folks. Next time.
Goodbye. AKA
No, we're not.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
We're going to save that for a future episode.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't get it.